Good morning. You're on with Dr. Scott from Six Sense Acupuncture and the Healthy Habits Club. You're watching the Get Busy Livin Podcast, and we've got a special guest today, a lovely guest. His name is Edward Zia. He's the LinkedIn, StreamYard, Outlook specialist, and I've been looking forward to this podcast with you, Edward. So thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you so much, Scott. And I just want to say thank you for your health leadership. I love all the cool stuff you do in supporting everyone. So it's an honor to speak to you, my friend.
Supporting everyone, you support so many people. It's out of control. Well,
It's not a competition. So do you. You're really behind people. And yeah, I love the fact that you're doing this stream because as a guy who suffered from eating disorder, I think the more health content like this out there, the better.
Yeah, shrink your fat face, and you've done that. So well done.
There you go. What about your fat face? I might squeeze it tomorrow when just kidding, man. You look great.
Shrink your fat face. So I'll just start off with my first question. So tell me, Edward, what gets you out of bed every morning?
I like helping people, and I like feeling successful. So I like to get up, do stuff, be seen, and help people. So I suppose to me, if I'm helping people and being seen and being personal, building my personal brand, that makes me feel good. That inspires me to get out of bed every day.
Yeah, I'm the same, Edward. I'm the same. We're on the same path, on the same level, basically. So I appreciate that.
And that's why I like you. That's why I like you, because you're the sort of guy that enjoys helping people, and I appreciate that. You've got a great heart.
Yes, it used to be shrunk, but now it's getting bigger. So thank you very much, Edward. Thank you very much. So tell us about yourself. So you, what's the name of your business? Actually, that's a good question.
No one actually knows it. The actual name of our business is Excellence Above Coaching, but no one cares about that. They just call it Lassie and Ed's Business Community. So I can call my business
pretty much.
Yeah, so I probably got to rename my actual business names. It makes no sense whatsoever anymore. But yeah, no, it's our old business name, still the same business structure and entity that we use. And today it's all Lassie and Ed's Business Networking Community. It's all about helping people take off on LinkedIn through networking and everything. So I spend my life on LinkedIn and going to events basically. So so it's a very, very crazy cool life.
Yeah, it is. So you're a bit of a jet setter. You fly a lot, and I know that you are like Virgin, because we know you are a virgin, Edward.
There you go. Much better than those other guys, if you know what I mean. You know that evil red kangaroo. Yes. Yeah. So I'd much rather fly Virgin Airlines than that old sexist red kangaroo, if you know what I'm saying. Can't say too much about getting a. Did I say the kangaroo was sexist? No. Did I? It's a joke, maybe. There you go.
Maybe.
There you go.
Maybe.
I'm gonna get a letter tomorrow morning.
Probably.
A cease and desist and a retraction. The red kangaroo's gonna come to my house with a gun and shoot me. There you go.
Big Red's gonna turn up.
There you go.
So yeah,
but go Virgin Airlines. Yeah.
So yeah, you do fly a lot. You go to Perth. You go to Perth, Melbourne. Often, is that right? You go to Adelaide as well?
No, actually, I would like to go to Perth and Adelaide. I go a lot. I'm seeing you tomorrow in Brisbane. I often do Sydney, Melbourne. I'm actually quite boring. I'm not that interesting. I do Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Canberra. I do the same boring thing all the time. So a lot of people think I'm some kind of international exotic jet setter that goes to Paris and Dubai. That's not true. I just go to Melbourne and Sydney and Canberra all the time. So and Brisbane. So my travel is actually very boring, but very constant. So every week I have to go somewhere. Every week I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. You go to Canberra as well. Is that right?
Yes. I go to Canberra all the time. Heaps of clients in Canberra. So I'm always in Canberra. A lot of travel. And get back to health. That's the big thing I find about health is I travel a lot, and staying healthy when you're traveling is something that I've really been working on too.
Yeah, that's true. You also you are with that jet setting, you do connect with a lot of people and help a lot of businesses get together and collaborate. And I've seen it personally, not only for myself but also for others from all over the state, all over the country, I should say, not just the state, but all over the country.
Yes.
And you've got a huge network now. So just tell us, how did you get into that? How did you get into networking with other businesses?
Yeah, no, it's a great point. So back in the day, when I started my business, I used to be a marketing consultant, more or less, right? More of a marketing consultant. And I used to go to a lot of business networking events to get clients. And what would happen is I had a natural skill for networking. So the leaders of the network would always make me a volunteer. So I'd always be doing something. I'd either be helping run their groups or promoting it. And then what happened was I worked really, really hard to build this business network. I didn't own any of it. And the owners of it turned on a group of us and shafted us all and kicked us out of the network. So they basically used us for free to build their network. And when they felt they got it, they then pulled the pin on us, right? And it was really demoralizing. It was very depressing. And I was best friends with this person too, and they just turned on me like that, right? Very, very, very hurtful experience. And then from there, I decided to go my own way and build my own network, and it's just been fantastic. And interestingly, that person is no longer in the networking space, and it was just fantastic. So there you go. You all right, Scott? No one's trying to kill you today? Not after you?
No, they're moving the walls on me.
Oh no! So the walls is it like an Indiana Jones trap where it squeezes you? So like the big spikes come out, and there you go.
I'm in a conference center at a hotel, and they've got these mobile walls, and they pull them apart right beside me. So
if you get squished on a LinkedIn live stream, we don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you hate that? You try to do some work, and everyone keeps harassing you. I hate that feeling.
So you've had some adversity. And then you started your own networking. So did you start off? Was it in person or was it online? Initially?
Yeah. It started off because because Zoom wasn't really a thing, let alone Zoom Business Networking. So these days we're huge on Zoom Business Networking. But back in the day, we started off with face-to-face events. So originally started off with just like a small meetup around Sydney, grew really well. And when, of course, the lockdowns hit, that drove us heavily in the Zoom direction. And when the lockdowns ended, it's like, hey, we've got a great, we started all the face-to-face again, but we've also got this great online platform as well. So we do a hybrid of at the end of the day, it's networking, a hybrid of online and face-to-face. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's right. So where did it start? Did it start in Sydney?
Yeah, it started in Sydney. My first meetup had about 8 people. All right, this is before I met Lassie too, and actually I got to have meetups to about probably 70 or 80 in Sydney, and then from there just naturally branched out across the country where our clients were, like Brisbane, Canberra, Melbourne. We got heaps of clients in Brisbane, Canberra, and Melbourne, and obviously Sydney and internationally too. But in terms of the face-to-face, those were our moves.
Yeah, gotcha. And so tell us, so what were you doing before that, before you started networking?
Yeah, so I did some marketing work, and before that I was a homeless veteran, and before that I was a corporate, and I originally started my career in the Australian Army and the Australian Federal Police back in the day, and got injured, got injured on a job, so honourable medical discharge, and then then I went into private industry. So I went from basically the military government to working for a big military supplier. And that's sort of how I got involved in marketing. I then got really sick from my PTSD, but bring it back to health. I got really sick at one point from my PTSD and panic attacks, and kind of ended my career, actually. I couldn't work anymore, and the government wouldn't help me. So I was kind of had to fend for myself. And then I came back as the lovable character we all know today. The strange bald man that wanders around airports and all that sort of thing.
So that's it's a very interesting story. So when's the book coming out?
No plans. So everyone says, when's the book coming out? I'll probably do it soon. I've been saying that for 4 years now. I'm just too busy running the network. So there you go. I just The problem is if I start working on a book, it's going to take away from all the networking success and helping people. So I don't feel the inspiration yet to write a book, but that might change any day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I suppose I don't feel the inspiration to do it. I'm not inspired to do it just yet, so no plans to.
Well, you are an inspiration, Edward, because you were on the streets, like you were saying, and to pull yourself out of that, that's amazing, because not many people do, and that is very inspiring. And so, what was it? Was it a network that helped you get out of it? There was a network of people that helped you to get out of it?
Great point, exactly, and bring it back to that. And that's what got me successful again. So what happened was, condensing the story, just not to bore our viewers, right? And by the way, if you are watching, thank you, love you guys. So condensing the story. So basically, what happened was, so I came to Sydney. I'm from Melbourne originally. Came to Sydney to start my life again. Love Sydney, great city, expensive but great city. Came to Sydney to restart my life. And what I did was, I got a few just work here and there to sort of get back into society. And I actually had a really good break. One of my friends said to me, and this is still when I was a homeless guy, said to me, Ed, you need to, she runs this business selling like health products at shows, right? Does like expos and that. And she goes, Ed, you're an absolute natural. I need you to come to, I need you to work for me in the Easter show, helping me sell my health products. And I said, I don't know about that, Denise. I'm not very good at sales. And she goes, no, Ed, shut up. You're a natural. And she goes, Ed, I'll pay you $500 a day. Right? Plus commission. And I go, are you serious? And on the first day, I made $1,200. So I made $500 in terms of what she paid me, plus I made $700 in commissions. And I made like about, and credit to Denise, I made about $5,000 in a few days because of selling health stuff. And that gave me enough money to purchase a coaching course to help me get trained as certified as a coach. And I just took it from there. And then I started attending networking events to get clients. And that's sort of where it all went from there.
Wow, that's amazing. I've never actually heard that actually. So thank you very much, Edward.
And I was very lucky to get a good break like that, because that bootstrapped me to get my business going.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, what was funny, I had like about I think $4,000 or $5,000. I was still living in my car when I bought the coaching program.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought.
What sort of car did you have?
Oh, it was actually like my old car. It was actually a, remember the lasers? I think it was a Ford Laser, right?
Laser, yeah, I remember that.
And it was it was the sports version. It was really actually.
Oh no.
It was a sports. It was a really nice car. I had a sunroof. It was actually it was small, but it was a really nice car. So it was an old Ford Laser, but the sports version had mags, as in magnesium alloy wheels, and it had a sunroof.
How did you sleep in that? That would have been I did. Wow, so that was why.
So in all fairness, and I say this, anyone who's been homeless watching, when you've got a car, it's not really, technically I was homeless, but when you've got a car, it's not that bad, right? It's sort of like, it's like homeless light, you would say. So saying I was homeless technically I was, but when you've got a car, it's actually not that bad. In a way, you're more of a vagabond than being homeless per se.
Well, you don't have a fixed address. That's the thing.
Yeah. Now, what I did was one of my friends, I was using his address.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I just said I live in DY.
Yeah, you have to survive. I get it.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm a vagabond in those days. So there you go. But but when you're homeless, having a car is fantastic. If you've got a car, it's not too bad. It's actually not that bad if you got a car. Not that bad.
I've slept in a few cars because I've been in bush before, and it's nothing special, but a small little car like that would have been tough. But so
it was actually really good, because just on that, what I do is the seat would go almost flat back, and you can look up into the sunroof and see the night sky. So interestingly, you can actually see the stars through the sunroof while you're in a car. So it was actually strangely pleasant. The laser was surprisingly not as bad as it sounds. As strange as it sounds, it actually wasn't that bad. As ridiculous as and unbelievable what I'm saying is.
So yeah, so tell us. So then so you got to into corporate world, then you started your networking group, and tell us about how you met Lassie. I like the story.
Well, of course, I met Lassie at a networking event. So this is not my one. This is when I was still in the other one, just getting sort of mine going on the side. And so I met Lassie there. We just met at a networking event. And it was more or less love at first sight. I asked if you wanted to catch up. And the first coffee meeting just turned into basically it was instantly official then. And it all just took on from there. It's like I had a place. She moved in a week later, and the end of the month engaged. There you go. So it was just from zero. Yeah, it was just from 0 to 100. And when you meet the right person, you just go. I'm a sort of. I suppose I'm a real Type A personality. If I want something, I go for it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm just like. I said, I want this. And I just went after Lassie, and she was crazy enough to agree. And I thank her for that. So there you go. So if you're watching, Lassie, love you heaps. Thank you. There you go. Crazy enough to agree. I hope she's not regretting her decision. I hope she's not regretting her decision too badly.
Josh Nivens just joined us. So g'day, mate.
Oh, Josh. Oh, my God. I love Josh Nivens. Josh, I hope we get to see you tomorrow, Josh. I need Josh Nivens at our meetup. Need him there.
Yeah, because he goes to Melbourne. He went to Melbourne, didn't he?
Josh Nivens, I don't know if you know him that well. He's a great guy. He's not only handsome and attractive, aren't you, Josh? He's actually been at all our meets. He's done Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Canberra.
Has he? I didn't know that. I knew he'd been to Melbourne. No, he walks on the water at the front where he doesn't live far from where I live. So cool. I see him all the time. Yeah, there you go. Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra.
Oh, love Josh. When you said walk on water, I had this Jesus image of Josh Niven, walking on the water, like Jesus.
He does.
I'm a Christian, so I can say that. So I'm allowed to say that. I'm a Christian.
I agree. Plus Brisbane, he says. So, so tell us more about how you help people with their business, because it's more than just networking. You're also as such a coach. Yeah. So tell us about that.
Oh, thank you so much. It's a hybrid of LinkedIn business networking and more like sales coaching is the best way of putting it. So quite often help clients take off on LinkedIn, help push out their content to get them more views, and also connect them in our network, and also coach them as well. I don't mention this very often. I'm actually a master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming. So I've actually got a master level prac, which I deliberately don't mention very often because, I'm more about LinkedIn and business networking, but every now and then I will dip into if a client has a real personal issue confounding them, I might even at times switch into my old NLP mode to give them that sort of emotional support and breakthroughs as well. But that's sort of something I don't do too often. I more or less just stick to LinkedIn and business.
I've actually been to a couple of your LinkedIn
thank you.
meetings, Zoom meetings. So you do it online, obviously.
Yes.
And tell us, give us an example of how you've helped someone exponentially get more presence and also to better their business.
Thank you. So good. A good example is helping them getting their LinkedIn profile right, helping them get their contact right, sharing their content and pushing their content out there to help them grow faster, connecting them with other like-minded people, and also teaching them how to sell at the same time. So it's a bit of a hybrid of all that. So it's pretty much, again, our business is all based on LinkedIn, and sort of like the networking and the sales comes off it. And depending on what the person is, if the person's like near one of our face-to-face meetups, I'll try to get them along to our meetup to support them. If not, I'll get them into our business networking Zoom and support them that way. And that's one of the reasons why we run the networking Zoom. So we're full hybrid. So if someone lives down the road from us, awesome. If they live in another country, absolutely we can still help them, with the Zooms and all that type of thing. Hence why we run both.
Yeah, cool. And I see on your link tree you got a lot of options as well.
Yeah.
So it's obviously there's more than those two. You also do other things. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so what I do is people don't usually just throw money at me. We usually have a chat first, and I sort of work out what they're after. So sometimes I might meet someone who I'm not the best person to help them, so I'll just refer them to someone in my network. But if I'm the best person to help them, I'll sort of work out their budget, what they can afford, and we've got programs and workshops and personal coaching. So pretty much got a budget for everyone, and I try and do my best to work out their situation. So if someone is loaded financially and needs to move quickly, I might charge them more and do a lot of personal coaching. Whereas someone is on a really tight budget, might give them more light, ongoing help through our programs. So we sort of I like to talk to people, work out where they're at, and give them something they can afford that'll help them go where they want to go.
Yeah, gotcha. So Josh wants us to give him a plug. He says, "Aha, thanks, mate, but I'm not walking on water, just sailing on it in January with marketercruise.com.au."
Yeah.
And he said, "Ed Zia, you rock, my friend. Love quality time with you." And he said, "NLP is amazing."
Yeah. And just on that note, I want to give 2 shout outs. I want to give it again, please connect with Josh Niven. Josh Niven's a really savvy marketing consultant and social media expert. And also to connect with Scott Fox, who's running this podcast. I've known Scott for many years. And Scott, you walk the talk. I got to say, I love your leadership from the front, Scott Fox.
Yeah, same for you, Ed. So tell us about a success story. Tell us about how you've helped someone.
I'm going to use a great example from last night, Brad Younger. So Brad wouldn't mind. So Brad Younger, he's one of our great friends in Sydney. He's an IT security expert. We've only worked with him for a few months, but got him connected in our network and actually helped him he actually ran his first meetup last night in Sydney's Northern Beaches and had almost 30 people for his first meetup. Wow. So, for example, with Brad Younger, great guy. If you're listening, Brad, we'd love you, Brad. And connect with Brad Younger too. Brad Younger from Sydney, great guy, security expert, IT. Helped him take off on LinkedIn. He's getting like thousands of views. Plus, as well, he's now got a successful meetup. And that's all just in the space of 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I don't know I know he's got leads, but quite often, in all honesty, when you start promoting your stuff, it takes a few months for the leads and sales to come in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, depending on where you're at. If you're a startup, it takes a few months. If you're already established, you might get leads tomorrow from working with us. It all depends on where the person's at, how established they are, and also to who their target market is and business model. But Brad's a very good example, only because I was at his event last night, so it's all very topical and well timed.
Wow. Okay. So it's more than just LinkedIn advice. You also help with the business itself, with inside of itself, and also to get obviously it sounds like you get the head right as well.
Oh, exactly. And the thing is, I've got my limitations too. So at the end of the day, we focus on LinkedIn and business networking. Yes, I'm a master in NLP, but if someone needs more of a coach or if someone needs more of a therapeutic approach, I'll absolutely refer them to someone who's more thoroughly qualified in that area.
Yeah, gotcha. So you just
so basically, light emotional stuff I'll handle, but once it gets to medium or heavy, I'll say, "Ooh, I better refer you." It's sort of that sort of thing. But light stuff, if it's more light or motivational, I just usually handle it myself. But once it goes medium or heavy, I'll refer them on.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
And have you got any other testimonials? You got any other people that you've helped with?
Oh, I got heaps. I got heaps of testimonials. Helping a lot of people from finance, helping a lot of people from property. The best thing for testimonials is if anyone's interested, just go to my LinkedIn and just read all my recommendations. I got heaps.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's not so much. I'm going to give a weird answer. It's not so much, am I capable and can I do it? Of course I can. That's not the issue. It's more a matter of, do we fit with the right person? So it's not a capability issue. It's more a matter of, is this the right person for us and do we meet their exact needs? So it's more about that two-way bond with people, not so much capability that's the issue.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You've got to try and find out if you have the product right for them and whether they're able to mentally be able to follow through with that. Yeah, I have the same issue, Edward, so
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. I've got to say, you are an amazing man, Scott, and I appreciate all the hard work that you do, such as now doing the live stream.
Yeah, it's taken me a while, but now I'm sort of used to doing it now. It's practice, isn't it? So I do it every week. But you do it like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, something like that. Depends. Whatever happens. Something like that.
Do you have your own podcast?
No, no, not really. I'm more of a LinkedIn guy. I'm more focused on LinkedIn.
Yeah, right.
So I'll say, yes, I've got my own podcast via LinkedIn, but not so much a Spotify thing or anything like that. I'm more of a So LinkedIn is more my focus in life.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, but they're more. I'm not there I'm there in a professional context, but I'm not focusing there. It's my focus is LinkedIn, and lots of LinkedIn. I'm a LinkedIn guy at the end of the day. So LinkedIn is the hill I live or die on, pretty much.
Yeah. So no good with TikTok or FB.
Oh no. No. I don't even have a TikTok account, and I don't want it. So there you go.
Yeah, don't you? Okay, fair enough.
No, I don't. Full respect to TikTokers, but not for me. I don't want it, and I want nothing to do with it. I'm Team LinkedIn all the way.
Yeah, gotcha. And do you supply like basic courses? Do you supply medium?
Yeah, usually our courses are good for basic to intermediate, but for intermediate or advanced, that's where personal coaching kicks in, because when you do intermediate to advanced, it's very different for everyone. It's very hard to teach that through a course effectively. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we say our courses are basic, intermediate done, but when someone's intermediate or advanced, that's where I get involved, because that's where it varies for everyone. So yeah, again, especially on LinkedIn and content, very hard to do intermediate and advanced in a course. It does. I'm going to say it doesn't really work that well.
Because you have to customize it to each person.
Well, it's just so different. Because the basics of LinkedIn applies to everyone. But the moment you hit intermediate or advanced, everyone's got on a different journey, and that's where you got to be quite unique about it. So, yeah, I'll use the courses to get the basic level of understanding, but we do the one-on-one to do the more serious stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, and quite often as well, people might be hiring me for LinkedIn. That's actually not the issue. We'll get a lot of clients who've never been taught how to sell.
Yeah.
So they'll be saying, hey, Ed, you've taught me LinkedIn, that's delightful, but how do I talk to customers? I've never done this before.
Funneling. So you're basically teaching them how to funnel.
They don't know. They've never done it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Understanding the client's journey as well. That's very important too.
Yeah. So no disrespect to them. I mean, hey, if you've never worked in sales, you've never worked in sales. You know, and you're gonna have to learn it pretty quickly if you're in business, whether you like it or not. You're gonna have to learn it fast. And I do whatever I can to support people in those high pressure situations.
So what sort of books would you recommend to read about sales?
I'm not a book guy. I'm more of a YouTube guy. I say put it into YouTube and watch cool videos. So I'm not a book guy, so I'm not the best person to ask on that one. I'm a YouTuber. So I find YouTube so full of fantastic tools and materials.
Yeah, right. Okay. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, so I'm not a book guy. And I learn better from video and audio than I do the written word based on my learning style.
Yeah, gotcha. I've got Audible, so that's how I've been listening to books.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. So I think audio books and YouTube way better for my learning style. That's what I more rely on.
Yeah, I'm the same. I have to watch it or hear it than read it. I just find it harder to absorb the information when I read it. Kinesthetic. I'm kinesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very kinesthetic, which means if you're a kinesthetic learner, books will only get you so far.
Yeah, that's right. And 40% of the population are kinesthetic. So
Yeah, and it's funny. Again, I don't want to derail a conversation. A lot of learning. Everyone's told to read books, and if you don't read books, you're a loser, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's nice, but if your learning style is not the written word, that doesn't help you much. But they don't care. So I find if books aren't for you, YouTube's fantastic. Jump on YouTube. So much free videos. Just type in, there's free videos on LinkedIn. Just jump on YouTube. You can just watch it from your phone anywhere and really learn.
Yeah, that's some great advice, Edward. Actually, no one's ever actually said that before whenever I've asked that question. So that's pretty cool. That's very different.
Yeah, well, no one gives a shit about kinesthetic learners. It's all, well, if you don't read books, you're just stupid. Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you, establishment. You wonder why we hate you, Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. So they'll criticize you. They'll say you're stupid for not reading books. And then you'll say, but I have a different learning style, and they just go boo-hoo. So there you go. So at the end of the day, if you're not a book person, I'm not. Do it your way, and I'm a YouTube guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually does make sense.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
that's all right.
What else was? Is there any other part of your business that you want to explain about, Edward?
No, I much rather use it to talk about the virtues of Dr. Scott Fox. If you're watching and if you're from Brizzy, Dr. Scott Fox is a great guy.
Well, yeah. Well, now that I'm online, we've got the Healthy Habits Club, so that's all online now. So I've got clients all over the world now. So it's working well. But what would so tell us about Meetup? So what would a new person coming to your Meetup, what would they expect?
Our events are just simple upmarket business, social business networking, like Sofitel Brisbane tomorrow. Just come along to have a drink, something to eat, hang out. It's free from us. You just buy whatever you want. So it's really just getting people to hang out and make friends, and we encourage everyone to connect on LinkedIn. And it's very social. You network, you stay for as long as you want, and you do it your way.
And wear a smiley face.
If you want to. If you don't, you're going to have a difficult time. So people don't like miserable people. So you don't have to be happy, but if you're not, it's going to run against you.
No, your stickers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to buy some. Thank you. I got to buy some. I almost forgot. I got to buy some today. Shop's over there. I'm local. I got to go over to the $2 shop and buy it. You just remind me. Thank you. Forgot about that. I forgot about those important yet minor details.
Oh yeah, and I must admit, I've met a lot of people through your network, and like you said, that 5 or 10 minutes that you spend with someone is very important, because then, like you said, you can refer to them.
Yeah.
Because you know what the business is about.
Yeah, exactly. Like I refer to you. Like if I'm in Brisbane, if I know someone from Brisbane that wants acupuncture and natural health, I'll send them your way.
Yeah, and the same with if someone wants to advertise through LinkedIn, same with you. I refer them as well, because you have a guru. And I actually ask others that do the same thing. They teach LinkedIn. I always ask them to collaborate with you, because there's some things that they tell me and some things that you tell me, and I think, oh, okay. They could work together.
Sounds good, Scott. Scott, love being on your live stream, and thank you so much, Scott. You are an amazing guy.
All right, brother. I'll go into the last two questions. So tell us, who's your ideal client or avatar?
Highly ambitious individuals that want to win big on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I'll go into the last question. So, give us some advice or information or ideas to help prolong lifelong longevity.
Oh, well, I'm not a health guy, but I will say this. I'm not proud of this, but I got to be honest too. So I had a binge eating disorder. I put on about 25 kilos of fat during lockdown. Got really, really, really sick. And the way I got on top of it was got some help, but a lot of fasting and walking has been fantastic. So for me, I've lost over 21 kilos now through fasting and walking. It's been fantastic. So controlled fasting, like intermittent fasting and walking, And my advice to you, to anyone watching, if again, as a guy who suffers from an eating disorder, which I'm not proud of, if you got like an eating disorder or you're really overweight or there's something wrong, talk to someone like Scott. Get some help. Yeah, it's very, very important. And Scott, you've encouraged me. You've been great support for me as well in beating that eating disorder too. So yeah, not proud of it, but I did what I did, and yeah, I've got about 4 kilos left to fix it. So I'm very happy from that viewpoint.
I was in the same boat, Edward. I was overweight as well, and I lost 10 kilos in 10 weeks as well. And you trumped me with 20, but yeah, I found it hard to explain to people to lose weight when I wasn't doing it myself. So it's a bit hypocritical. But was I going to say, you do crazy steps. You do like 20,000 a day, yeah?
Sometimes, yeah. I do at least, these days I do at least 15, but sometimes I'll do 25,000 steps in a day.
Yeah.
Which is really good. It's a lot of, I only eat twice a day, so I only eat twice a day. I don't eat 3 times a day. And I try and do as many steps as I can, time depending, right? I like to do at least 15,000 steps a day if possible, but if I can go for 20 or 25, I'll do it.
Wow. I try to do at least 12,000.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
I'll do 20,000, but say once every fortnight.
But my advice to the guy who's done it is fasting, especially for men in their 40s, being me, fasting is fantastic. Yeah. Again, I'm not a health professional, so please talk to Dr. Scott, but within my own personal experience, I'm a huge fan of intermittent fasting. But again, please talk to a health professional like Scott Fox on that one.
All right, Ed. Thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. Is there anything else you want to say about your business or
I don't really want to talk about my business. I just want to say big thank you to everyone. Please connect with Scott Fox. And if you're interested in any business networking Zooms or face-to-face meetups or LinkedIn help, please talk to me. And Scott, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ed. Much appreciated. You've been watching
See you, bye.
Get Busy Livin podcast. And thank you so much, Edward. Much appreciated.
Love your work. Okay. See you. Bye.